Good evening, everybody. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Panero here, outside in very weird conditions. So the sky looks gray, it looks dim, it feels moderately warm. It's 76 degrees right now, and it feels humid. And fall just started. So it's very mixed what's going on right now. Let me show you. See, this is that weird grayness that we were talking about. The sky has this grayness overall to it. It just feels weird, like it's definitely a mix of both summer and fall right at the moment. And that's really what's giving this odd type of weather where we're seeing a shower here and there, maybe a thunderstorm coming through. We're going to see the same kind of weather going into tomorrow. It might be a little bit more widespread though tomorrow, like specifically overnight tonight into tomorrow. By the time we get to Friday, it should be clearing out. It should feel a little bit more like fall. So let's head inside, let's head to the maps, and I'll give you a quick peek. All right, so we're back at the desk now. Let's take a quick look at some of these maps, and some of them definitely look interesting. So first up on the radar, I was mentioning there's still those scattered showers and some storms. Looks like going up north into around Poughkeepsie there. That looks like a little intensity going on at the moment. Switching over to Albany's radar, there's some little downpours right there. It doesn't look like there's any lightning strikes coming up out of it, but I think we're going to see a little bit more action tomorrow. And not a lot, like I was mentioning, just a little higher chance. Like none of these radars around have anything major at the moment. All right, a little bit more west here. Crossing the good old border right into Canada. We got some severe thunderstorm warnings there. Take a peek at this. So this is kind of all part of the same system. So there's some little action heading around in spots here. Nothing really too much in terms of any shear or any like wind damage, it looks like. The action was really a little bit south of us. But when we switch on over to the Storm Prediction Center here, from today, which most of the area was just in the general thunderstorm category, then we're going to see in here, right in there, marginal, just a little bit more south. And then tomorrow, that marginal risk does move a bit more north. So this does encompass most of the eastern seaboard, all the way up through right around the New York City area. A little bit higher of a chance, it looks like, of some storms. Again, not too much. And the other thing I wanted to bring up here on the National Hurricane Center, we'll take a look at this a bit more in detail on the maps themselves. We do have an active Atlantic Basin right now. 2 named systems, a third potential system forming. So we have Gabrielle, and Gabrielle's making its way east, or continuing to make its way straight east, it looks like, which is weird. But Umberto here, we look at the track. The track looks like it's heading straight to the Carolinas. But I don't think this is exactly what's going to happen. So let's take a peek now at the GFS. Whoa, we were way too far out there. We don't want to look at that just yet. All right, so starting on the GFS here, we are seeing our systems come through. So this is overnight tonight into tomorrow. There's a little heavier action. That's, again, where we could see a little bit more of moderate rain, maybe a rumble of thunder. I don't think anything too much in terms of severe. It does pick up a little bit more as it starts heading into New England. Going up through Maine, it looks like quite a bit of rain going into the overnight hours Thursday into Friday. Still around there going into Friday. It starts clearing out for Saturday, but then we start seeing our very strong Gabrielle in there. 970 millibar. It looks like really just a black hole with all isobars in there. Now let's take a look at this, because there's not much in terms of weather happening besides this after the weekend. So this continues to make its way north, these twin systems, and then something weird happens. This kind of is what's called the Fujiwara effect, where these two low pressure systems orbit around each other, kind of like a binary star system. They orbit a little bit, but then the high pressure over land is actually strong enough, it looks like, to push both of these out to sea. And that's in combination with the high that's in the Atlantic called the subtropical high, kind of pulling and pushing you get between these two high pressures. That really pushes them away. Then we have, just a little sneak peek there, our third system that comes up the coast and then dissipates. But that I'm not going to take a look at too in depth right now because that's way out of my normal range. So it is Wednesday, so we go through next Wednesday, which is October 1st. And it really looks like this system's not really going to be a system for us, more of a storm for the fishes. But that is also what is leading to the National Weather Service, specifically around the New York City area here, giving a rip current statement for the south shore of Long Island, and then going a little bit more south, going into the northern part there of the Jersey Shore. Because right now, with all this going on, it's very choppy, and I would expect these rip current statements and rip current risks to continue through the rest of the week with what's going on out there. All right, so that was a quick little look for the weather ahead. Again, it looks like some showery action tomorrow, and then maybe rumble of thunder. Nothing too great of a chance of that, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. And then going into the overnight Thursday into Friday morning, it makes its way through New England and then out of the area by later in the day, Friday into Saturday. Shower chances do return a little bit for Sunday, but the bigger thing to look at was all of the tropical activity. So it looks like, and I'm saying this with maybe about a 40 to 50% confidence right now, none of these systems are going to hit the Northeast. We're definitely going to have some rip currents, and that's already started with those rip current statements. Otherwise, it's really just a storm for the fishes and maybe Bermuda. All right, so that's going to be a wrap for this video. If you want to get the latest in all the weather updates, feel free to hit the subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I upload videos like this or do go live. I might be able to go back to going to my Tuesday live stream after some chaos with all the big stuff at work. So expect that next week. All right, everybody, this is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.